Hey guys, Zangetsu 134 here, bringing you a Kamen Rider vlog. This time it's going to be Kamen Rider Build episodes 41 and 42. I know I kind of dropped the ball a little bit, but I was kind of behind anyway, so I figured I'd let I do two episodes here to kind of catch them up so that I could do 43 a little bit more on time. So I'm gonna. They were kind of long, and I also watched them last night, so I'm gonna kind of do more of a summary than I will like going over the entirety of both episodes. All right, so basically, these two episodes are here to more or less display the abilities of Build Genius, which we got a little bit of a taste of in episode 40, but more or less here, it shows why it's able to combat Evolt even in his black hole form. Mainly because, while his stats are slightly weaker than Evolt's, uh, his abilities, when using all of the full bottles together, allows him to negate the effects of nebula gas in people. Such as when he I think twice was able to weaken Evolt to the point where he had to either undo his henshin or could not block his attacks. More or less just because of the fact that the full bottles are purified, and his own, I think more or less Sento's own will and abilities to find, like, using the formulas that circle around him when he uses it, allow him to create energy that can negate the effects of smash corruption, or of like nebula gas corruption. We see this multiple times, not only when he does that, but later when he fights his dad's assistant, who was turned into the Stag Smash later, which also prevents him from being destroyed. And again, also when he used it on Hokuto's Prime Minister. Speaking of, there's also a plot point going on that Sento, or rather Katsuragi's father, is still alive, and that they have to find him in order to figure out they need to prevent Evolt from getting the 10 black full bottles to put into the black panel of the Pandora's box that apparently he created. Which, once again, we have another collect so many full bottles, like how at the beginning we had to collect 60. So I guess there's 70 full bottles in all, which that's one of the few things I'm not a big fan of in this series, is how many full bottles there are. Like, we have now over 70. And even more if you count what Cross did in the second episode with the silver, by turning Dragon silver. So, alright. So more or less they want to find out why his dad created the black full bottles. As Sento believes it was a way for him a way to use the power of the hazard trigger, or of hazard levels and human emotion, in order to get strong enough to defeat Evolt. Unfortunately, as a side effect of all this, Evolt has started to gain the ability to actually have real human emotions as effect of fighting Build Genius. So more or less, they need to create lost smashes so that, especially using Kamen Riders, so that they can create powerful lost smashes, and then they can create the black full bottles by pulling them out of their bodies. Evolt tries this in episode 41 at the very end, on Sento, but due to the effects of his own skills and the Genius full bottle, he cannot be turned. He, in fact, basically, as the dark energy starts to swirl around him, the Genius form actually sends the rainbow-colored energy out to negate the power of the black energy. Which I thought was actually kind of cool, and I kind of figured that would be what happened. The others probably won't be so lucky. Maybe Cross, but again, we'll get there. So yeah, a lot of the first episode is mainly just establishing that Evolt has gained human emotions, and that there's a good possibility that Sento's father is alive, as well as him learning about how his father created the rider system so that you can draw out the power of your hazard level and raise it via having strong, powerful emotions. which has been displayed multiple times by pretty much everyone, um, including Cross especially. But that was mainly due to the fact that he had the genes of Evolt in him, and seems to still do. But there's also a lot of it was set up um, for the fact that Gentoku and Sento gain a stronger bond as they both feel they have to do the work of their fathers. Sento for using the build system to defeat Evolt, and Gentoku in order to somewhat avenge his father, but also in order to fulfill their wishes of reuniting the three nations back into Japan. And to be fair, that one kind of comes true, but not in a really good way, as Evolt, pretending to be the Prime Minister of Seto, pledges to reunite all three countries, while also making people believe that the Kamen Riders are actually rebels that want to prevent that from happening, and do so by having Mad Rogue and Evolt fake a rebellion, despite the fact that neither of them have been on the television as representative Kamen Riders. So I feel like that would be not true. Like that was a little. I feel like people shouldn't be able to fall for that so easily. This leads into a giant all-out attack in the next episode, where Evolt creates a black hole to destroy Toto's prime minister's house, which kind of signals the end of Gentoku's more or less home, and the fact that Toto is now basically gone, as there's not even like a building there that represents them. While the black hole is in the air destroying the Prime Minister building, Grease and Cross Magma are fighting Mad Rogue, and when the black hole happens, it once again triggers memories of Kamen Rider Evolt in Ryuga, which actually causes him to go berserk and actually generate black hole energy in his attacks, like Evolt, to the point where he's able to overwhelm Mad Rogue, but at the same time makes him drop the Dragon Full Bottle, which he picks up, and it turns it silver, which, as we find out later, that could possibly mean that his hazard level actually went up to 7. So far we thought 6 was the highest, but now it's went up to 7. So clearly we're probably going to get up to like hazard level 10 at some point. I would not be surprised. But in doing so, he can put the silver dragon into the bottle into the magma knuckle, and he just wails on everyone, to the point where after the black hole dissipates, while he no longer has the energy in him, he starts just going berserk anyways, beating up on damaged hard guardians, until a mysterious fog attacks Ryuga to undo his henshin using the power of Nin Nin Comic and Rabbit Tank, which is later revealed to be that we have a second commoner build. Henceforth, I'm going to just start calling him Copy Build, which at the end of the episode was revealed to be Sento's father. This also brings a lot of strain between the rest of the group, particularly Grease, because Kazumi kind of realizes that there's a good chance that if he's alive, why didn't he, at some point contact Sento, which means that there's a good chance that he's still working for Evolt, and he is. As he helps protect Build Genius and Kamen Rogue from being defeated by Mad Rogue. Although the two of them do manage to, because both of them, well, at least Rogue feels like they've kind of lost everything and that they failed their fathers. But more or less, Gentoku remembers that his father in his dying breath was like, I leave fixing the country to you, Gentaku, and it and also his pep talk with Build led to him waking up his hazard level again, or rising his hazard level by awakening his spirit as a true Kamen Rider, and so him and Genius managed to defeat Mad Rogue, but then Kamen Rider or Copy Build comes in and knocks Mad Rogue out. I will admit, like, as much as I love that scene, it felt kind of forced. Well, not forced. Maybe more rushed is a better word. Yeah, rushed. As before that, most of Gentaku, like the last two episodes before this, was spent putting on stupid costumes and making terrible jokes, which was kind of frustrating. But yeah, so while those two are fighting Mad Rogue and fighting Copy Build, or probably getting ready to fight Copy Build, Evolt is fighting Grease and Cross Magma again. I think they were, anyways. Or no, they just fought some smashes and like were able to get away so that they can go help Sento and Grease fight fight Mad Rogue, who you think would be not that bad again, especially against Build Genius, since he was able to defeat him pretty effortlessly before. I think here it's more implied that the two of the, like, it was more because Sento had to divide his attention between the smashes that were with Mad Rogue. And I've said smash a lot these two vlogs. This vlog series, like, it's hilarious that both this and My Hero Academia both have the word smash used a lot. But anyway, so how was I? Oh yeah. So yeah, there's that. Yeah, I just think it's weird that, like, they made it seem like Bill Genius had a hard time fighting Mad Rogue when it really shouldn't be that bad. So I think he's probably as strong, maybe slash slightly weaker than Bill Genius, but I don't know. We also learned that the full bottles, the reason, like, the way they are is because Evolt, while he did make them from Soichi's memories, they are memories of the things he cared about, that or him and Misora liked, or from, like, a children's book he used to read with Misora, like rabbits, hedgehog, fire truck, as well as Evil wanting him to make weapons such as, tank, Taka, or a Gatling. But I guess due to the fact that his spirit was so strong of wanting to protect the things his daughter loved, you got stuff like diamond, vacuum cleaner. So yeah, it was interesting that, I guess the idea being that the organic were supposed to be things that were good, like great memories, and all the inorganic were supposed to be stuff that would be like dangerous or weapons. And to be fair, a lot of stuff still could be considered dangerous if you use them wrong. Like, heck, even a vacuum cleaner can hurt you if you're not careful. But yeah, we also get more of Sento and Katsuragi talking, especially I think in the second episode. Katsuragi drags Sento into his mindscape and talks about how he's been making it so that he won't have memories that he had before he became of the memories of the demon, of him being a demon scientist, like, which is kind of annoying because, like, I feel like Katsuragi knows his dad is a lot more evil than he lets on, but, like, he won't tell Sento, which is stupid. Which is going to end up, causing more trouble down the line. Especially because it's not like Sento couldn't believe him. They're his memories. But no, stupid Katsuragi is just annoying. I can't wait for the day, like, he decides, you know what, I'm just gonna fade away and you can just have all the memories and Sento will be like one person again. I don't mind him, but he's just constantly just there to just make Sento feel bad about himself. And I'm like you want him to save the world, and you're just like constantly ragging on him. You're so annoying, Katsuragi. Also, guys, I didn't feel super bad for Gentaku just because like it frustrated me. There are points where like I should have felt bad for him, but just because of like the stupid goofing around he did, like I didn't care. Like he felt so upset that like Japan was finally unified. And don't get me wrong, I realize how bad that is, but at the same time, I'm like, well, you didn't really work to do anything about it. You basically let the others do it more for you, and decided to walk around wearing stupid costumes. But that's just my own problems with. That's really my only problem with Build right now is that they've had these really stupid comedy moments in these later episodes. And don't get me wrong, I think some of them were funny, but some of them were kind of annoying. Like when they do the clip show in episode 41 to kind of pad out the episode, and learn about Evolt, like what Evolt was doing, and kind of going over what they missed in case they could find out like what Evolt's plans are now and why he's not destroying the planet like he did the last few times he did when he got to Mars, which was fine. I didn't mind them kind of doing like a clip show just because at least it was productive in that they figured out that all of the smashes they fought in there before were people that were connected to them or that they knew. Hence why like they revealed like the first smash fought in episode 1 was actually Sento's dad's lab assistant. But yeah, while that's happening, like everyone else constantly makes jokes up until I think Sento when they get to the part where Sento feels guilty that the war broke out because it felt like it was his fault, and they kind of all shared the popcorn they were eating while watching the clip show, which I'm like, why are you eating popcorn? This is important, not like a movie. But like I don't mind like when they goof around in the intro, just because that actually is kind of fun, and it's kind of like, oh hey, like they're still able to like make jokes, and I like them breaking the fourth wall in the intro, but it's really weird when they do so in the episode. And in fact, they break the fourth wall during the stupid clip show. But all in all, like I still like the episodes, and I think 41 was fine. I just think it was a little uneven, and I feel like Gentaku's character stuff is kind of not used well when you're doing it alongside the goofy stuff that he was doing in the previous episode. But in all, I think these were good episodes. I'm curious to see what will happen with Cross Magma, since he seems to be getting memories and powers of Evolt when he uses certain things. I'm also curious to see how the stuff with Sento's dad will play out, and really just overall how the series is going to end. Especially since we've gotten scans for Kamen Rider Zio, which means we really don't have many more episodes left of Build. I mean, more or less, we've probably still got them until September at best. I'm not really sure. I'm sure the series will maybe be slightly longer than X-Aid. X-Aid was, for some reason, only 45 episodes. It's probably the shortest of the Neo Heisei. Heisei Series 2, whatever you name them. I prefer calling them the Neo Heisei. But since Zio is going to be the last Heisei series, since I think next year the Emperor of Japan is going to be abdicating the throne, so that means they're going to be naming a new era for Japan. We shall see what happens. But I'm thinking they're probably going to shorten it a little bit, just because so that way they can kind of have like the Heisei era end on like 20 riders, so it'll be an even number. We had all thought that Bill was going to be the last one, but surprisingly we managed to at least hold on like a year. Stupid window. Okay, sorry. I shouldn't have laid down like that because I thought I was gonna end the vlog there, but anyway, guys, I think that's gonna be it. Hopefully, there's no My Hero Academia this week. Next week, it'll be next week. They're taking a break in between the first half of the season and the second season. There's they're calling it first semester and second semester. Well, they call it courses, but I'm gonna call it more like first semester, second semester. But technically, that's weird because like they're technically on the third season, so that means they should be graduating. But whatever. But anyway, guys. So I think next week we're only gonna have one vlog. But that kind of works out because I got kind of worn out doing 3 vlogs with the Jurassic World. Even though I had fun with that, I'm kind of doing more than 2 is kind of overwhelming, especially with the way my work schedule is. But anyway, guys, I think it's gonna be it. I'm Zangetsu 134, and I hope you all have a great day. Till then, take care.